What's up? What's up? What's up? Back again. Oh man, it's been a while. I don't know how long. It feels like it's been too long since we've done a Jackson versus Jackson show. The last one I did was when the Astros won the World Series. And I know my boy wanted to be on that one because he loved his baseball. But him and AJ and I haven't done one in a minute. So I appreciate AJ being back. AJ, man, introduce yourself in case the people forgot who you are, man.
Yeah, they can't forget me. I'm unforgettable.
All
Hey,
right.
this is Coach AJ, spelled capital AJAY. It means
Uh,
victorious. So
Victorious coach.
my students call me Coach AJ, and I tell them it means victorious coach. State championship
Already.
football coach out of Elizabeth, New Jersey,
Yeah.
1988, won the state championship my first year coaching
Already.
at my alma mater, Elizabeth High School, Elizabeth, New Jersey. Also was the
Congratulations on that.
MVP of my last high school game, Thanksgiving Day, 1979.
I didn't know he's gonna go in all that, people. But congratulations, brother.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, first up, man. Let's discuss Texans and Cowboys as we do. I'm a Texans fan. You're a Cowboys fan. You're sort of in the mix to be on top of the NFC. I am firmly at the bottom of the AFC. So let me go first, man. Uh, the Texans. I don't want to talk about Davis Mills and how sorry they are and coaching staff. What I want to discuss uh is which quarterback they're going to draft next year. That's where I want to take it. And it's two headliners, two front runners right now. And we will have the number one pick. I believe that wholeheartedly. I don't think we're going to win another game. So we will have number one pick. With that being said, I'm talking as if we're drafting number one, right? So there will be Bryce Young, the quarterback from Alabama. There will be CJ Stroud, the quarterback from Ohio State. Both of them are dynamic. I think both of them are can't miss prospects. What I've seen from both of them, uh, Bryce Young has won the Heisman, and CJ Stroud can possibly win the Heisman this year, right? And Bryce Young could win it a second time. But let's take measurables right now. Uh, what so Bryce Young has always played bigger than what he is. I just found out he's 5'10", 195.
Really?
Yeah, man. I thought he was taller than that. You know, that sort of made me have second thoughts. And then the season he's having, it's not as dynamic as his first two seasons, right? Let's take CJ Stroud, who is in his third season at Ohio State and is kicking ass every single year. I mean, it doesn't seem like he has a drop off. Ryan Day is doing an excellent job with that offense, with that team. Maybe the Texans should think about bringing Ryan Day in as the OC. Hint, hint. Uh, I don't think he'd take the job, but I was just saying. But CJ Stroud, to me, is bigger, has been more consistent. And again, they're both can't miss prospects in my eyes. But over these two, or putting these two together, I think I'd rather have CJ Stroud. And that's before they go through the offseason workouts, before they have the college football playoffs, right? Now, I don't even think these are the two best quarterbacks in the country. And what I'm about to say, or who I'm about to say, may not surprise you, but it may. But I like Caleb Williams better than anybody. He's the quarterback at USC, and Lincoln Riley is his head coach. But I love that guy. But he's a true sophomore, so he won't be eligible until 2024, right? And he'll probably win the Heisman next year. because the boy is bad. But the Texans are going to draft a quarterback next year or this coming draft 2023, and I wanted to be, or one of these two. It doesn't really matter to me. They're both really good quarterbacks. My preference might be C.J. Stroud a little bit over Bryce Young, but either one I'd be happy with. Cowboys news, brother. How they looking?
Oh man, they put a number on the Vikings, man. I mean, I didn't expect that. To be honest,
Nobody did. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm gonna tell you like this. Let's go back to the week before. I kind of posted when they played Green Bay.
Yep.
I said, you know what? This is a pivotal point in their run to the playoffs because you got to get to the playoffs before you even talk about getting to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So the only guaranteed way to make the playoffs is to win your division.
Right.
And so Philadelphia did a number on them. They bullied them when they played them the first time in Philadelphia. I call it like I see it as being a coach and being an observer. They got bullied.
Yeah.
The Cowboys' offensive line, they're a finesse offensive line.
Are they?
Especially when they come up against Chester Cox, those type of players. There's nobody on Dallas Cowboys offensive line that can block Chester Cox one-on-one. Can't do it. So I've thought like this.
But they can double him.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to that. Okay. The way I would double him, right? Especially if Zeke's in the game, Zeke's a hole runner, A gap, B gap runner.
So are we talking about Philadelphia? Like, are we talking about?
Yeah, I'm using them as an example, like a stout defensive line.
So Fletcher Cox.
Right, Fletcher Cox.
Oh, okay,
right?
Okay, good. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. But my point is 6'4", wide body, 325, 335, something like that. You can't move this guy.
Right.
So I would have went double tight end. Right now, the guard and the tackle can double on the two tackles. They got that number one draft pick tackle. That I forgot the guy's name. He's 6'3".
Jordan Davis.
Yes,
yeah.
He was their number one draft pick. He's like 6'3", 325.
340 maybe. He's a big boy.
Right, but agile. But definitely, he's a rock. You can't. He's him and Cox are the same. And then they just went and got Dominic and Kinsu.
They did, yes. They just
so now,
yeah.
So now you got three guys in there that's been in the trenches, and if he only takes 20 snaps a game with them and relieves them, that's experience and power.
Already.
So there's nobody can block. The Cowboys offensive line can block them one-on-one. So I would go two tight ends, right?
Yep.
Now the guard and the tackle can double team those guys, right?
Now
the tight ends can take the ends, right? And then you get in the eye, and then the fullback got to find the Mike backer.
Right.
You might have a chance, right? You might have a chance, right? Now when you got Pollard in there, right? You can run a zone running scheme where all he has to know is he's going to run right or left, and the hole can be anywhere from A gap all the way to the B. Because when you run a zone running scheme, right, you get under the guy. If his leverage is inside, you just wash
take him inside. Absolutely.
Am I right or wrong, Jack?
Yeah, no, you're right.
And that would have been my strategy with the Cowboys if I'm going to run inside. The other thing is I'm going to run on the edges first because I want to get those two big tackles pursuing, right? Pursuing left, pursuing right, pursuing left. And then when they put their hands on their knees, on their hips, that's when you come back and trap them.
Right.
right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. So when's that?
Or you screen them because they're so aggressive, so they have to. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
yeah. They go upfield.
that's my strategy.
So when do they next play Philadelphia again?
I think you know what? It's Christmas Eve, the 24th on a Saturday.
Oh, that's gonna be good.
24th on a Saturday.
I
Christmas Eve.
wonder, is it in Dallas or is it in Philly?
Yeah,
You
they
know?
played the first game in Philly, so they'll be in Dallas.
All
So,
right, all
so,
right. You
so
might have a chance to get some tickets.
yeah, you're right about that. If I'm here, you're right about that.
Absolutely.
So the Cowboys got they got when they lost to Green Bay, right? This is
Mm-hmm.
what I said. I said, first of all, I said they gotta beat Green Bay for their psyche. And I told you this earlier. I said the Cowboys haven't done anything with Green Bay for the most part and have not beat them when it counted in the playoffs.
Right.
They haven't done anything with Green Bay since the Dez Bryant catch no catch.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Since
probably
that, Aaron
probably
Rodgers
right.
and the Green Bay Packers have
Uh-huh.
beaten them when it counted, like at least the last 4 playoff years that they played them.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm a
Mm-hmm.
realist. I'm stating facts. So
Uh-huh.
they needed to get those guys, man. They
Yeah.
needed to get them. 14-point lead. They lost it. Some people said they should have went for the field goal when they went for it on fourth down and they didn't get it.
Yeah,
Right,
everybody says that in
right,
hindsight.
right. But I'm not a hindsight 2020 guy. So I'm not
Exactly.
saying that. I'm just pointing out the facts.
For sure.
Bottom line, they was winning in the fourth quarter and they
Mhm.
didn't get it done. Right? Dak didn't make one or two more plays where they didn't have to give the ball back.
Yeah.
I will say that.
I feel like
Defense didn't stop them.
I feel like if they'd have beat, I feel like if they'd have beat Green Bay, they wouldn't have beat the Vikings. What do you say about that?
Opinion. That's I'm just being Jack. Because it's not a I can't prove it, right?
I mean,
but
no, you're right. It's my opinion. Is it
right? No,
your opinion?
no. And you have a right to your opinion. But I'm saying that.
That's what I'm saying. What do you think?
I can't justify or say yes or no. But what I can say is when they lost to Green Bay, I said, now if Dallas and Green Bay have the same record, they go before them. They're going to take the pick before them, right? As far as the seed, right?
Yep.
So that means Cowboys could be on the road, right? And eventually have to, and if they win, eventually have to play Green Bay, like if they finish 3-4.
Yeah.
That's a fact. If in this situation, that's a fact.
Yep.
So if they would have lost to the Vikings, same scenario. They would be behind them.
Well, I'm gonna just tell you.
And then they play the Giants on Sunday, on Thanksgiving. Let's say they lost to the Giants, they would be behind them.
Well, I'm gonna just tell you like this: if Dallas ends up with the same record as Green Bay, they done fell off one hell of a cliff. Because Green Bay is 4-7 right now, and they're not a very good team, and they're not gonna win very many more games. So Dallas will probably end up ahead of them. I think.
Right. I agree with you, but I'm saying that at this point it could happen. Maybe not the percentage against, but I'm saying when you lose to your conference rival, right? Then they have a game up on you unless you finish 2 games ahead of them. So this is the slide, right? If they lost to Green Bay, and then they were lost to the Vikings, and then let's say they lost to the Giants, right? They would be behind the Giants, even though they won one and won one. The Giants would have a better record, right?
Yeah.
They would be behind them. They would be behind Green Bay if they had the same record, right?
Yep.
And the Vikings. So what that puts them at? 5. And there's some other teams still gaining. So that Green Bay game was, they got beat. That's all I can say. All I can say they should have they got beat. But when they came back and beat the Vikings, that was personal, bro. Bro, that was a personal beat down. 40-3.
Yep.
Bro, they were mad. Everybody was mad. That was a team loss against Green Bay. So they was upset, and they took that to the Vikings. Man, they blitzed and stunted. They
Yeah, man.
Kirk Cummins, Kirk he's a dead duck, man, if you don't really hold people off, because he
Hey,
can't
man.
move or run or whatever,
But he got a running game and he got a receiver, so they gonna be in it. They gonna be in it.
No, but
Now,
I'm saying in that game.
yeah, hey, man. And Detroit beat the Giants, so yeah, any dog got their day. But hey, let's move on to our picks. We said we was gonna pick. You pick uh who's coming out of the NFC. I'm gonna pick who's coming out of the AFC. Go. Who you got?
Uh because the Eagles beat the Cowboys earlier in the season,
Mm-hmm.
and I think they still got the best record. You got to go with the Eagles. At this point, I would say
Okay.
Cowboys a close second,
Okay.
only because like you said, Green Bay is 4-7. They got a
Mm-hmm.
long way to catch up.
Yeah.
And the Cowboys beat the Giants,
Already.
right? Even though
Yep.
the Giants, well, they tied, but the Cowboys got the tiebreak because they beat them, the
Uh-huh.
same record.
Yep.
So I would say right
Philadelphia.
now, Eagles, Cowboys a second because of what they did
I didn't
against
see. There
Sunday.
you go, you Cowboy guy. I ain't asked for a second. I asked for who's coming out. You said that the Cowboys second. I didn't
Close
ask for a
second.
second.
Close second. And the reason why I said it, they played them again Christmas Eve. So now
Hey,
we can revisit this Christmas Eve. So if the Cowboys beat them Christmas Eve, going with my boys.
hey. So coming out of the AFC.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
So my thing is, everybody is scared of Kansas City, and rightfully so. They should be scared of Patrick Mahomes and all his weapons, right? So I'm gonna pick a team. I want to do like I want to be like this team, but this team. But I ain't gonna do that because I clowned you for doing that. So I'm gonna go with Tennessee Titans. Tennessee Titans are gonna beat Kansas City in the AFC Championship game on the road behind Derrick Henry and the play action passing of uh the quarterback and AJ and the receiver they have over there.
So let me ask you this then.
What's up, man?
Do you think, so since you picking that, right? Do
Yeah.
you think who's won the last 3 games against those two teams? Kansas City or
Hey man,
Titans?
you trying to trying to put my research in the question, man?
No,
I
no,
ain't
I'm
researched
just
it.
well,
But this is my thing is well my thinking. My thinking is that Tennessee is second best team. That can be debated, but they have second best record, right?
right.
So I feel like this year has been a year where Tennessee has sort of figured it out. They've had a lot of injuries and they've overcome those. I feel like now the quarterback is healthy. Derrick Henry is healthy. I feel like in a playoff situation, they can ride that running game all the way to the Super Bowl. Now, they made it to the AFC Championship game a few years ago with the same quarterback, same running game, and they lost. It could happen, but I'm picking them just because Kansas City is the obvious choice, right? Anybody could pick Kansas City and be right 90% of the time, but I'm picking Tennessee as the alternative to Kansas City.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, let's go.
College.
Yeah. Let's go to HBCUs, man, and see what you got.
All right. So I'm I'm a proud graduate of North Carolina Central University.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yep. So uh Labor Day, weekend we played our rival, North Carolina A&T. North Carolina Central University is in the MEAC, right?
Yep.
Black College Conference. So we hadn't beat our rival in 4 years. We went to Charlotte and played in the Carolina Panthers Stadium and came out victorious 28-13. And the A&T fans were in shock. They couldn't believe it, bro. Right.
Was they really in shock, dog?
Bro, one dude going in, right? And you know, I do my Facebook lives. They had their colors are blue and gold. They had a gold shirt with blue letters that said beat NCCU, right? There was a pack of them. Like, I ran over there because you know I do my Facebook lives. I was like, oh, how disrespectful is that?
Yeah.
Then when the game was over, I said, I'm gonna be standing right here. Man, when I saw those guys with that shirt, I said, yo, come here. They took off, right?
Yeah.
I chased the slowest dude down and I was like, yo, man, you got anything to say? He's like, man, don't bother me. Don't bother me. He was like this. I don't want my face on it.
So what's NCCU's record right now?
I know we only lost 2 games. We lost 1 conference game against South Carolina State, but we qualified for the conference championship because South Carolina lost 2 games and we only lost 1.
Oh wow!
That's what got us to the MEAC championship.
Yep.
Which is in Atlanta, in the what is that? The Mercedes-Benz
Arena
Stadium, stadium where the Atlanta Falcons play. So that's going to be 12 noon against the SWAC champion. And me and you talked about this. Right now, looks like Coach Deion Sanders and the Jackson State Tigers, because they look like they have clinched or will clinch the conference championship in the MAC. We call it the Celebration Bowl, Black College National Championship game.
Right.
But me and you talked, and I said, hey, I hadn't heard anything. Give your scenario about what can happen.
Yeah, so that's the part of the HBCUs that I want to talk about. So I enjoy you. Every time you talk about NCCU, you say, I'm a proud alumnus of NCCU. I've never said I'm a proud alumnus of Stephen F. Austin, which I am. But I don't say that. Maybe I should start saying that. Sounds real smooth, bro. I'm a proud alumnus of SFA, man. Stephen F. Austin. I'll just start saying that. But so I've never been to an HBCU, but I've studied the culture. I have plenty of friends that have been there, frat brothers and all that. So looking at Jackson State and their situation, they are in the FCS, and most HBCUs in the FCS, they play in what do they call, like bowl games and that type of thing. So they don't really have an opportunity to play in the FCS playoffs. Those bowl games that they play in make them so much money. I want to say that the governing body of the FCS gave them a choice. You can either go the playoff route or the bowl game route, and they choose the bowl games because of the money and that type of thing. This year, and to be honest, most HBCUs aren't really in the top 20 of the FCS anyway, and they usually take the top 16 to the playoffs. So it's really never really been an issue, to be honest. But this year, Jackson State is in the top 10 in the FCS. And so they're right, and they're undefeated. So they may be 8, 9, 10, whatever it is, but they're undefeated, so they can possibly be better than some of the other FCS schools that are ranked ahead of them. So from what I've read and heard, Jackson State may take this opportunity to, instead of as the SWAC champion, instead of playing in the Celebration Bowl or for the Black National Championship, going the FCS playoff route and trying to win the overall FCS National Championship. For which my sophomore year in college, I played at SFA and we made it all the way to the semifinals of the FCS playoffs. We lost to the national champions in Missoula, Montana. And I won't tell you the score, but we lost. But we did make it to the semifinals. We finished ranked number 4 in the country. But that's the route that Jackson State is going to take. And so if they take that route, then your North Carolina Central University, what's y'all mascot?
The Eagles.
Eagles will play the runner-up in the SWAC, which could.
So that means that the game between Grambling and Southern on Saturday means a lot. Then probably,
possibly, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's probably why they haven't announced it. Also,
yeah.
Because if Jackson State takes the route that you say, that means that more than likely that game it could be for all the marbles, or whoever wins might qualify somebody else.
Absolutely. And whoever it is, I know your coach is probably breathing a sigh of relief, because I'm sure y'all didn't want none of Jackson State, because Jackson State probably will wax that tail. But that's just.
I think it's the other way around. I think Jackson State said we're gonna go play these poo-pah jokers, and not come and play us. That's what I think. Right? I mean, I respect Dion, Cowboy and all that.
Hey, man.
And he's done a lot, man. Bro, he's raised the level of awareness, bro, for Black college football. I mean, I'm gonna tell you like this. I haven't really overly analyzed Central's quarterback, right? But I think he's been a 3-year starter. And when I got the book, bro, like the book to kind of check, his credentials.
Yeah.
He's 6'2", 6'3", like 225. And I'm gonna tell you like
He's a
this,
big boy.
I gotta look at the film, right?
Yeah.
But he made all the right throws in that game against A&T. A&T was favored. Don't forget, A&T don't play in the MEAC anymore. Right. They are in conferences that go to really pretty good bowl games if you finish near the top.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But that guy, you can't really tell how, like you said about Bryce Young, right? Was it Bryce Young that plays for the
Alabama?
You said you looked at his measurables and all that.
Yeah.
You said, man, he's 5'9". Well, according to the program that I got for Central's quarterback, he's been starting as a freshman. He's 6'2". I think I want to say 6'2", 6'3", like 225. And he's he gets the ball out fast, and he throws a nice deep ball.
Yeah.
And like if he sees somebody man to man and the receivers running down the field and the defensive backs have to turn their back.
Yeah.
He takes off, man. Right? No, I mean, he made every play that needed to be played, not only against A&T, which they hadn't won and beat in 4 years.
Yeah.
He also, for homecoming, we played Howard Bison, man. We made bison burgers out of them. Right? With no cheese.
I ain't never heard of a bison burger.
Bro, you never heard of a bison burger? No. Bison is buffalo, like buffalo meat. That's what the bison is. You never heard of that? Seriously.
No, seriously, I done heard of a bison.
Right.
I never heard of a bison burger.
Well, just like they ground up cows, right, to make hamburgers, they do the same thing with bison meat. They said it's better. They said it's better because of the beef or whatever, or the bison. Well, anyway,
bison, the beef.
Yeah, but we smashed them up though. We beat them like 50. I think it was 50-21.
Yeah.
So it was a great homecoming. I went down a couple.
That's what's up, man. Yeah. I like it.
And I will be in Atlanta I already got my $83 round trip ticket on Spirit.
That's what's up, man. Hey, you couldn't get me a ticket. I see. Yeah, people that's how my partner do me, man.
You got time, bro?
He got $83 ticket. Oh, they ain't $83 no more.
Not you don't
I'm
know that. You got to get on.
positive.
You got to get online. I jumped on. Look, when I found out one of the alumni sent that information out,
Hmm.
and I was like, oh man, wow. So I jumped on it to see, if I could get a ticket. And so, I'm leaving like 9:30 on Friday in the morning and get in at noon.
Hmm.
But I'm not coming back till Sunday, no, Monday at 1 o'clock. And with the time change, come back from Atlanta to Houston, I get at 2:30. So I'm getting
Okay.
prime time.
Yep.
Then I got two buddies up from high school. One of them is gonna just pick me up, stay there. It's gonna be awesome, bro. I only paid $83 for a ticket, and that's because
Already.
it's a month in advance.
Yeah.
I used to work in the airline industry.
Hmm.
Plus, it's the weekend before Christmas, and I
Right.
jumped on it early.
Already. No,
So
that's what's up, man. Well, congratulations to your NCCU Eagles.
thank
Fly,
you.
fly Eagles, fly.
Absolutely.
And hey,
Up to the sky, bro.
uh so this next topic, uh I'll just say this. Generally, we are a sports show and we discuss sports. A lot of our fans expect us to discuss sports, but we feel like we have more to offer than just sports. And when there are certain topics that come up, we feel like we should touch on them, at least a little bit, if not all the way in depth, right? So this topic combines sports and uh, you know, society, sports and uh
Pop culture.
pop culture, right? Good. So we're gonna talk about uh Kyrie, his issues with what he did, and Kanye and his issues with what he did, as well as Dave Chappelle and some of his stand up and how people find that may be in the same realm. And the one word that everybody comes up with when they feel like these guys have gone too far is anti-Semitic, right? So, uh, AJ, have you actually looked up the definition of anti-Semitic?
No, I have not actually looked up the definition. What does Webster say? Or what does Google say?
Yeah.
That's a good starting point. Really is.
Right.
That's a great starting point.
Right. So this is Google. This is not uh the Webster dictionary, because I heard a different definition in Webster's, or I've read a different definition, but in Google it says hostility to or prejudice against Jewish people. Hostility means you're hostile, means you're mad, right? Against Jewish people. So and that can be debated. And so I will let's talk about.
Do you know what do you remember what you read or summarize the definition from
Yeah,
Webster? Give me the
yeah,
synopsis.
it was uh the uh hostility towards like Asio African people, something like that. It wasn't like the Jews, it was Asio eccentric or something like that. So uh I'll just since I don't have that definition in front of me, we can use this definition because it sort of works the same. I feel like so what Kyrie did, right? He retweeted a documentary or a movie. Now, whatever he said in reference to that, I haven't seen anything referring to him that shows any hate or hostileness or being hostile towards Jews, but retweeting uh the documentary was From Hebrews to Negroes, and I watched it, and people can have their own opinions about the documentary, you know, uh, whether it's anti-Jew or whatever, you know, but him retweeting it, is that hostile towards Jewish people? That's what I want to get the point across today. And so he interviewed, I guess, with different people. The Silver, the commissioner of the NBA, who said he's not anti-Semitic, right? So he found him not to be hostile towards Jewish people. Uh, you know, all of this after he lost endorsement after endorsement after endorsement. You know, uh, it to me, it's sort of it's like a reoccurring theme where uh people, and I can say black people, are different. They don't necessarily believe what they're taught to believe by the system, the American system, the school system. They think outside of the box. They read different things, and all of these people, or a large number of them, always seem to uh get punished before they are talked to, before they are understood, and punished, I mean, monetarily, because Kanye is the same way. Kanye has been a different dude from the very beginning. Now, I've heard some of the things he said, and he went too far on, in my opinion. I don't know if you know this, but Kanye said, and let me just make it clear, I'm switching from Kyrie to Kanye right now, and Kanye likened Hitler to his favorite person, or to someone he admires, right? That's too far. Does it mean he hates Jews though? Can you do one without the other? Yes, you can.
Man,
Is he hostile towards Jews?
man, I'm not gonna split hairs, bro. I'm not gonna do that. Right. What I'm gonna say, what I'm no,
Splitting
what I,
hairs,
no, no,
like,
no. This is
well,
my
based
this
on splitting hairs.
no, no, this is my opinion, right? If you know better, you shouldn't do it, right? Let me tell you this. I'm gonna talk about Kanye. All right.
Yeah.
Came on the scene, brilliant uh, collaborator, uh, writer. Man, everything he did,
Turned into gold, yeah.
yeah, man, Midas touch, man. And then somewhere along the way, uh,
It
you
wasn't
know,
enough.
yeah, man, you got fortune and fame, right? But then you go into this infamous character.
See, I
Uh,
would disagree with that.
no, I'm not. Let me.
That's
Okay.
portraying what he did negatively. He had an epiphany. In my
No,
opinion, I
no,
saw
no.
his growth. Go. Infamous is negative.
That's fine, Jack. What I'm saying to you is when he came. This is my illustration. Okay,
Okay.
that's all I'm saying. He came on the scene again, and from music to fashion to everything he touched, Midas touch turned to gold. And when you do that, people are jealous of you, man. It don't matter what color. People jealous. People are jealous of rich Black people, men in particular,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
The way the American structure is, we were never supposed to rise to this occasion in America because of the documents that were written
Mm-hmm.
by uh, Bill of Rights,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
if you take it from there to here, there are some people, right, especially in other cultures, they are upset that we got Oprah Winfrey's, we have LeBron James and Kobe Bryant. These guys are making billions of dollars shooting a basketball.
Yeah.
But that's where the market went based on that. And we are talented in those areas. It was never meant for us to be million and billionaires, bro. We were always supposed to be subservient.
The help.
That's it. Let me tell you this real quick, and I'm gonna get back on it. You were born and raised in Texas, Jack, right?
A Republican state. Yep.
Right. Well, I'm not even going to go to politics. I'm just want to. I'm just stay with me for a second.
Yep.
Um, I'm 60 years old, turned 60 August. And when I was coaching with guys from Texas and even other people that I met from Texas and got to know them, a lot of people went to forced segregated schools to like 1977 when I was 15.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in Jersey, so we didn't go to segregated schools in terms of there was a sign that said whites over here,
Mm-hmm.
blacks over here. They
Mm-hmm.
had the bust integration, right?
Right.
So we had some other issues in the North, but we didn't have that. So you know how many people are my age, right? That I've spoken to. And I remember I told you I want to do some documentaries. I want to document it.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my goals to
Yep.
document some documentaries right from people's mouths because you may have a story. I know your parents have a story.
Right.
Right. I'm 60. I'm standing right next to a dude that's 60 years old and at 50, all the way up to 1977 with the segregated schools,
Mm-hmm.
forced to go.
Yeah.
Right? The Civil Rights Act was signed in 64, 65.
Yep.
Brown versus Board of Education was 54.
Yep.
Right? But Texas, which they celebrate Juneteenth, was the last to let Black people be free and equal based on law.
Mm-hmm.
Messed up.
Yeah.
So let me go back to what I'm saying with that. So we got a lot of prejudice, right? Still going on. They won't say it out loud, but this is how they attack rich, influential Black males. The deal is, right? Are what they saying is right or wrong? It's not for me to debate. Go back to Kyrie, right? Eccentric by the standards of life because he does things his way, different. He got the money to do those things. Nobody can debate that Kyrie is a philanthropist and he cares about people, right?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Well, he shouldn't. He should keep his politics out of, and that's the reason. Let me tell you this, man. Bill Russell was famous for using his fame to help expedite Black people in the civil rights movement. He was a basketball player. I have to remind people of that. I call it sports shows. Oh man, we don't want to talk politics, but it's all that is in a
Woven. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
when it comes to black people. We had
Yep.
to use
Yep. Yep.
every person that has some status and money to finance us being free from in terms of the civil rights movement.
Right.
It takes money.
Right.
Then we had to vote and get people in there that's gonna fight for our causes. And that's just human rights,
Right.
civil rights. So when I look at Kyrie, man, dude, he had somebody tell me what he's done that's illegal. I didn't hear him like got in trouble, got a gun on him, or went to the airport with a gun and or uh, did a drug deal or
Yeah. No.
beat his wife up or his girlfriend. Help me, Jack. Maybe I'm wrong. I haven't
So,
seen any of
yep.
that. So
Well,
guess where they try to attack that type of person with?
well.
His personal views
Mm-hmm.
on life,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They ain't got nothing
And
else.
they can't arrest him. They can't put him in chains. So they try and hit him where it hurts. Where they think it hurts is his pocketbook. But
Well, even beyond
they don't know that like if someone has character, no matter how much money you take away from them, they're gonna still have character. And
but that's what they're trying to destroy, bro.
well,
They don't have nothing on him. He didn't make a drug deal or he didn't beat his wife or his girl. They don't have that. They mad that they don't have that.
so
So, from his perspective, right? Freedom of speech, right, wrong, or indifferent.
it's
But they
getting
go
worse
ahead,
and worse. So he
huh?
didn't. It's getting worse. He didn't even say anything. He got the backlash from a retweet. He didn't even say anything. He didn't say uh hail Hitler. He didn't say F the Jews. He just retweeted a documentary. Do you know all the things I retweet? I love Twitter. I try not to like everything because when you like it, they're gonna hold you to that for the most part. But when you retweet stuff, all the time it's not like your view. A lot of time when you retweet things on Twitter, it's for information. Like I'm retweeting something that other people might want to know. Like maybe it's something about Trump. Maybe it's something about something scientific or anything that I don't even other people may know, may need to know, may want to know. That's what I felt like this was. He was retweeting a documentary that he felt like other people should watch or would want to watch. And the backlash he got from that, uh
Right.
I didn't understand it. I
Yeah, Jack,
didn't understand it.
Jack, they couldn't get him on these social issues that people make mistakes all the time. Like I give you an example, right? And I think the NFL and the NBA kind of the same. You help me with this. So if you're responsible for what you put in your body, right?
Mm-hmm.
When they test you and they give you that 4-game suspension because you took something that had that type of steroid or whatever, and you get suspended in the NFL, right?
Mm-hmm.
4 games usually, right? Enhancing drugs or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The NBA has something like that too, right? Right, Jack. Jack.
I think I'm pretty sure they do.
Right. But Kyrie hasn't done any of that, bro. Nothing. So how they attack him? Say, man, he's eccentric. He's overly eccentric. He's overly emotional. So what they attack is that he doesn't act like them. Because they would say, man, if I had that type of money, I wouldn't do that. I would do it like this. Well, you ain't got that type of money. For one case, right?
Yeah.
Your opinion don't count because you ain't got that type of Jack. And
Yeah.
and the people that's attacking him, right?
So obviously somebody must have gotten to him, or maybe I don't know, maybe he had a change of heart. Maybe he said something that I didn't hear him say because he's issued a couple of apologies since then. And
But then they say, well, he didn't apologize with his mouth was half closed. Or he apologized.
no, I didn't hear
So
him say
he ain't.
that.
You're not gonna,
But
bruh.
this the
He's
thing.
not gonna win that. You make one apology if that's what you feel like you do, and keep it
Well,
moving. And say, hey,
he's
I'm the
only doing
best.
that. The NBA had some stipulations, or maybe not even the NBA. His team had some stipulations that in order for him to come back, because they suspended him 5 games. It could be longer. And he had to do certain things to come back. I don't know what those things were, but I'm sure an apology was the start. And he came back like a game or two ago. So
But what did the
obviously,
commission? What did the commissioner rule? The commissioner ruled that he didn't see him as anti-Semitic, and
yeah,
he
I
is
mean the commissioner never suspended him. It was his team that did that. So
right.
the
But I'm
commissioner
saying
just wanted
that
to talk to him, and yeah, he didn't rule anything. His
right,
in his opinion, he just wasn't anti-Semitic.
right, and he's of Jewish faith, right?
Yeah, yeah, he's silver. He's a Jew.
Okay,
Absolutely.
okay.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that's out there,
Hmm.
right? And people say, well, he's an employee of the NBA, and he had the because you're gonna always get all of that. But what I'm saying
Yeah,
is, I think,
but they don't like people always say that. Well, they should play under the contract that they signed. They're an employee. I'll fire their ass. Man, you don't own me just because I work for you. Like
but
this is how they've been thinking for years.
Jack, they jealous now because black people are making $250 million in this economy, and they're look, the NBA and the NFL, right, is dominant by African Americans with talent to play those sports that people watch religiously,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And they are, even though they're not the owners, they are the millionaires. The, if you read the Constitution, it says all men are created equal.
yeah, yeah.
But that knocked out 50% of the population, which is women. And then black men said, well, what about us? Well, you're not a man because
Your
you
property.
were born in Africa and you weren't born in Europe. And we know that dot dot dot. And you wasn't born on American soil,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? You were born here as property. So that's why it doesn't apply to you.
Yeah, man.
Am I right? And so we still have those people in power that believe this stuff, even in current day.
Yeah,
And they are powerful people. But we
right,
also have people that look like you and I,
right.
right? That if they see one thing I respect about Kyrie, right? He could stay silent and go play his basketball, right? And not help anybody and live his life. But he's given money in so many different areas and all of that. And I haven't heard anything negative in
Hmm.
terms of behavior or character. Now, just because I wouldn't do that, but that don't mean it's not, that don't mean it's not criminal. How many people disagree with you every day, Jack, that would do things that you wouldn't do or wear what you wouldn't wear? And you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So what I'm
Hmm.
saying is give me some structure. This thing, in my opinion, is more about what's the word I want to use, Jack? Vernacular.
Yeah,
It's more
yeah,
about vernacular.
yeah. I agree.
It's more about vernacular, man. And I'm not dissing any culture or race or whatever. But somebody says something, right? And then
Yep.
somebody says, that's how we're gonna get this guy. They gotcha.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that's what that is. Now, Kanye West is a little bit different, right? I'm gonna give you an example, right? The performance enhancing drugs, right? when they called Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens to go speak before Congress. Roger Clemens went there and opened his mouth and challenged the system. And when they investigated, they found out that he was having steroids sent to his house in his wife's name. Remember that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Barry Bonds hadn't said anything, right? And the court of public opinion that don't look like us on sports shows, they have no evidence that he did it, but they go look at his head and all this innuendo. He hasn't failed the drug test, as far as I know. But they can put that out there in the airways. And the reason why they're doing that is because they know Clemens did it. Because it was sent to his house, they traced it, they did all of that. And then he went in front of Congress and acted like this. And Stephen A. Smith said to me, he said, man, how stupid can you be, bro? How stupid can you be? They caught you red-handed and you're still gonna run up there and run your mouth. That's that white male arrogance. I'm just gonna be honest when you talk about Clemens. Bonds spoke before the committee.
I don't know how we got on baseball.
No, but no, Jack. I'm trying. What I'm saying is, I'm trying to make a comparison that people can understand.
Uh-huh.
Right? Meaning that Clemens was privileged, was caught red-handed, and still ran up in the Congress because some people of a certain culture, the Constitution says they don't have to respect anybody else, and that's why people quote it, right?
Yeah.
The Constitution was written by males, white males, for white males.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So when you hear people say, well, the Constitution says, I can have a gun and I can have this. It was only for those set people.
And most of the verbiage is still in there. It really needs to be updated to reflect the new America. That's something that I strongly believe that the national anthem needs to be updated. Constitution needs to
But
be
when you hear somebody, that it applies to, run their mouth and say, well, the Constitution tells me, right? They could be dead wrong on all and lie and everything, but they're going to use that. Why they don't quote the Bible, right? We're supposed to be a Christian nation. So that's what I was trying to make the comparison.
Oh, they'll quote the Bible. They'll quote it to prove their point.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. But the Constitution, when they said, well, we believe in the Constitution and this, that, and the other, most of the time they're saying that is because it favors their gender and their culture. Let me tell you this. I have a problem with a document that was written by a non-melanin, right? Non-melanin males, right? That didn't give their own mother rights. They could their mothers had them, and they grew up and wrote this great document. They said, and they didn't even get their own mother rights, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not going to give your own mother rights, bro, what kind of
person are you, man?
Man, you ain't no. You sick. You deranged, right? Deranged.
Or it was just a different time.
Nah, well, but they still trying to, bro. Don't you know the people say, man, the Constitution. How is LeBron James making $1 billion?
So no, if you could own slaves, God, you could do anything.
Right.
You could not give a damn about women. You could not, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just
and I'm fast forwarding to current day. You got people who still believe that, quote it. And you got somebody like Kyrie that it'd been different. It would have been a lot different if he beat his wife up. right? Look what happened to Ray Rice, right?
Yep.
They got him out of there, right? They want to make examples out of us. That's why we can't take the cheese, bro. Can't do it. And to me, Kyrie hasn't. But
So
in
this is my and my point. You make valid points on everything, but what I see is that, you know, I mean, I see it feels like Kanye, Kyrie, Dave Chappelle. It feels like they really want to change the system, but they're only one man, so they're actually bucking the system, and that's really not effective, and it's only hurting their pockets. Like the money they're losing from trying to change the system, but in actuality are actually just bucking the system. They could use that money to to fund maybe a lot of things that can
cancer
maybe
is running
change
wild.
the system.
Wait a
Or,
minute, but cancer's running wild in our community. We need money in there. It's killing black people. You got to have money for research. You got our kids not reading and educating. It's all
yeah.
kinds of stuff, like you said. I
So
agree.
so so I've sort of, and I hope this doesn't come out like I'm being anti Kyrie, Kanye, and Dave Chappelle, because I'm not. I rock with them, but I feel like you can have your opinion, you can fight, you can stand on your own 2 feet. I just feel like uh there's got to be like a practicality about the thing, though. Practically, does it make sense for me to stand on this issue right now? You know how you pick and choose your battles. You're not gonna win a battle going against the LGBTQ community. You ain't gonna win that battle right now. Uh, a battle going against going it's crazy, going against anti-Semitism. Like, you've got to find ways to be a man first, because that's the main thing. Like, it's hard for me to tell anybody to let somebody kick them and make them less than a man. No, you're gonna be a man first of all, but second of all, there's a lot of things at stake based on your profile. And that's where I see Kyrie, Kanye, and Dave. Man, their profiles are so high. I feel like whoever's trying to kick them, the system, whoever it is, need
Jack, let me say this. So I went to vote, right? And last time they voted, not this in November, last time they voted, they moved the voting booths in City Hall. So that's where I went this time, right? There was a big sign out there that said, um, go vote at the Humble Civic Center, because I live up in this area.
mm,
So I went in, it was about three people
oh man.
sitting at this table. Come to find out, it was the past mayor, and the current mayor, right?
Mm,
So make a long story short, I talked to the past mayor. He's 88 years old. We got in a conversation. We was talking and everything. And when Rita happened, the Hurricane Rita happened, there were people that was bused from Galveston, and it got stuck on the highway for like 12 hours, and he took them in. And because I kind of, you know, was up here in this area, I couldn't get out. I ended up staying with some friends.
yeah.
Anyway, make a long story short, I was talking to him, man, and he was saying, government is the problem. That's the problem, government. and so and so and so. I said, bro, people make government. He said, well, I'm 88 and I grew up in Texas. I said, I respect that, right? I'm 60, he's 88. I came to Texas when I was about maybe 35, I guess, but he lived in Texas.
He was already 62.
Right. The government, he kept saying the government. The government is an entity it's not an entity by itself. It's people that make the government. So the people that were in the government, when our parents and grandparents were coming up, they made all the laws against us. And that's what I was telling him. And then I asked him this question, Jack. I said, man, Mr. Mayor, I got to ask you this. I said, why did you hate people like me? Dude, it took him, I don't know how long to answer. He said, I don't know. So he was just doing what was being done at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he went on to say that his mother taught him the Bible. I said,
Yeah.
but then he started saying, well, my father was a little different. And then he stopped. He didn't go into it. What I'm saying to you is this, right? I'm going to link this together. Those behaviors still go on. We know that. Has it gotten better since the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s? Yes. Yes, it has in some regards. Right? But we talked a few minutes ago about how somebody my age in Texas went to segregated schools and they're 15. That's why I want to record from their own mouth. How do they feel about that? Man, people are still upset about that. And then they say, well, they should have reparations. Well, they're not giving it to them.
Yeah, man. We're gonna have to wrap up on that, bro.
I mean, real quick, I just think that they found a loophole to try to discredit Kyrie Irving. I'm not going to put him in that category with everybody. I'm just saying, I'm going to speak that for Kyrie Irving. Kanye West has said some really controversial stuff right out of his mouth that even about black people, right? About slavery and all. So he got to reap what he sowed on that.
Well, yeah. We run out of time, bro. Yeah. So, all right, man. This is a good one, man. We got a lot in. Hopefully you'll be with us on the next one. Appreciate you, bro.
Hey, we could do something after the Thanksgiving Day game.
Yeah. We'll get it in for sure. I'll be here. You know where I'm at.
Or